Hey everyone, Frankenstein here, and today I wanted to talk about something that I've been reading a little bit about. It has to do with Star Wars: The Force Awakens. This predominantly is more about something that's been happening off-screen than on-screen. Now, most of you may have read, if you're a Star Wars fan, you've probably been keeping up with the news, and you will have read that Carrie Fisher has made some statements about the body shaming issues that she's been dealing with from people online. Now, I'm going to try and stay as neutral as I can. I would like to know your thoughts, so make sure that you do leave me a comment down below once you finish watching all of this. But so Carrie Fisher has come out and said that people have been body shaming her. People have been leaving comments on Twitter and, basically attacking her appearance in Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Most of these comments, of course, are negative, being that they are body shaming comments, and most of them have been about her looking older and her being fat. Now, I guess what I want to talk about is that how does her appearance affect the character of Leia? Now, for me personally, I don't think it does affect Leia. Leia's still pretty badass. She commands a resistance. She's a general now. She's not a princess anymore. Well, I mean, she'll always be a princess, but she's General Leia. She commands an entire resistance. She is also a devoted family person. She's a devoted wife, devoted mother, and this, I think, is what makes Leia such an accessible character. Has she gotten older? Yeah, she has. Has she put on weight? Yeah, she has. Is this a bad thing? No, I don't believe it is. What people have to remember is that if we're talking in the Star Wars universe, in the Star Wars canon of things, this is 30 years on from Episode 6. 30-ish she is, let's say. She has gotten old. Leia has gotten old. When you get old, you put on a few pounds. Yeah, you do. Carrie Fisher may have put on maybe a little bit more than a few pounds. Does this affect her acting? No. Does this affect Leia's character? No. Now, I wanted to read to you what she wrote in a couple of tweets. She's fairly active on Twitter, so I'm just going to look down and read this to you. This is one of her tweets. Please stop debating about whether or not I aged well. Unfortunately, it hurts all three of my feelings. My body hasn't aged as well as I have. Blow us. And Carrie Fisher has a very dry sense of humor. She's very dry-witted. And to me, that's what makes her so appealing, is that, she is not one to poke fun of herself or poke fun of everything else. And I think Carrie Fisher is a fucking national treasure, and people should be much more nicer to her. But, of course, that's just my opinion. And I only speak, of course, from my own experiences, my own opinion. I'm not speaking on behalf of anyone else. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Another tweet that she wrote, which I will read, is youth and beauty are not accomplishments. They're the temporary happy. Byproducts of time and or DNA. Don't hold your breath for either. If you must hold air, take Gary's. And Gary is her dog. He is also pretty Twitter famous. He's very cute. But she has come out and said that, beauty is a passing thing. When you're old, you're old. Beauty doesn't last forever. And with the case of Leia, of course, she was beautiful. She was probably a nerd's dream girl, you know. She probably was responsible for many, many boners. You know, she was beautiful as Princess Leia. Is she beautiful now as General Leia? I think she is. I think when you watch her on screen, just look at her eyes. There is so much beauty in those eyes, and there's her acting has not faltered either. I think she's still such a great actress, and she still brings so much to the character of Leia. Now, a majority of these body shaming comments have actually come from males. Males on Twitter saying things like, Carrie Fisher is this angry, loudmouth fat woman now. Or Princess Leia got fat. And someone, actually I find this very, very cute. Someone else wrote, they made Carrie Fisher drop all that weight for Star Wars, yet the new droid, BB-8, gets to be a big fat round ball. Is there maybe a difference between body shaming when it comes to males and females? Yeah, I think there is. I think women are generally... oh, my dog's just come in. Sorry. I think women are generally more targeted when it comes to body shaming. Of course, look, each their own. We're human, and we can like what we want and we can dislike what we want. And that's fair enough. However, I think all these comments being made about Carrie Fisher are a bit haphazard. I think they're unwarranted. I mean, we're talking about her acting as Princess Leia, and Leia's still amazing, and her acting's still amazing. And people, I think, also have to take into account Carrie Fisher's been through a lot in her life. You know, I mean, she's been through a lot. If you don't know what she's been through, go search it up. I'm not going to get into it, but she's been through a lot. So is it warranted, these people coming out and dissing her? No, probably not. But of course, people have their own opinions, and some people think their opinions are worth hearing. And hence why they tell Carrie Fisher these things. On the other hand, there are people who are like, you know, you're an actress. You should expect, you're in the public eye. You should expect comments like these. But is that what this society has come to? Have we become people that think it's okay to be mean to other people, whether what they speak is the truth or not? I'm sure Carrie Fisher knows that she's aged. I'm fairly sure she knows that she's put on weight. But do you have to be an asshole about it? Is that what we've become? And I think that's what saddens me the most, is that we've become a collective group of people, a community, that think it's okay to be cruel to others. And that, I think, is very sad. Star Wars fans, the fans that are complaining about Leia's appearance, stop being so fucking superficial. It's a show. It's a movie. It's not real. Your nerdy dreams, they're not real. Think about the person who you're commenting about. I think it's important to take into consideration that she's a real person. Carrie Fisher's a real person. Leia's not. Leia's just a character. If you want to fantasize about Leia when she was beautiful and thin, go fucking watch the original trilogy. Go watch it. Live out your Leia fantasies through there. But be respectful of the person who is portraying this character. And take into consideration what she's been through and how difficult it might have been. Anyway, I don't want to get too preachy. I'm pretty sure I have. But I thoroughly enjoyed Carrie Fisher in episode 7, The Force Awakens. Look, I think she was great. I look forward to seeing her in the next movie. And I'm so glad that she decided to reprise her role as Leia. And just in the same way that I'm happy that I'm happy that Harrison Ford decided to reprise the role of Han Solo. And speaking of Harrison Ford, I think if you're gonna do a comparison, then if we're also quick to jump to insulting Carrie Fisher on her weight and her age, Harrison Ford has also aged. He's looking old. Han Solo's looking old, but he's still a babe. Like, he's old, but it doesn't detract from his character. Carrie Fisher is old, and it does not detract from her character. If anything, she's so much more she's so much more accessible. She has those qualities, and I think people just need to be a bit more kind and a bit more considerate, and just keep in mind it's a movie. It's not real. The same with Mark Hamill. He's much older now. He put on weight also. I was reading that he and Carrie Fisher were actually pressured into losing weight for Star Wars. So body shaming is not good, you guys, and it's hard on a lot of people. And, you know, just we need to become a collective community that aren't assholes. You know, that don't go out of their way just to spew forth their shitty opinions. So, you know, I don't know. Let's see how you guys look older. When you're older, all you critics. See if you're still good looking and beautiful and thin when you're older, you know? Let's be nice to each other, man. Let's be nice to everyone. But anyway. Yeah, so I just wanted to get that off my chest. I think it's so very rude that people go out of their way just to make someone else feel bad. You know, take into consideration what Carrie Fisher's been through, and she's, I don't know. I just don't get it. I think she's wonderful, but I'm interested to hear what you think, and I hope that you can be respectful in the comments. I did a video on Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, and some of the comments are, some of the comments that were targeted at myself were extremely rude, which I have deleted. I'm not gonna put up with people's bullshit. Like, I don't care. But I'm not going to leave your shitty comments there. But I hope that you can have a really nice discussion about this. As I mentioned, you know, your opinion is your opinion. And if you convey it respectfully, then that's not a problem. You're allowed to have your own opinion. But it's when people go out of their way just to make other people feel bad, that's when I think there's an issue with society. And I think there's an issue with those people. But that's just me. So there you have it, you guys. That is my little ranty video on the Carrie Fisher incident. Let me know what you guys think. As I mentioned, leave me your opinion. I look forward to reading them all. I do read all my comments, so please make sure you leave me one. And until next time, I'm Nattie Frankenstein, and I will see you later.